Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Rajavi. Thank you for doing all this, and thank you for that great speech about democracy, freedom, and women's rights. I wish our government back home could see the speech that Madam Rajavi just gave so that they would understand that it is not the MEK that should have been on the terrorist list, it's the Iranian mullahs that should have been on the terrorist list. So, I'm here for two reasons. The first is the reason I've been here every year for 5 or 6 years, and that is I think that if a government and a country wants to lead in a positive direction, they have to have moral force on their side. And the only way the United States can have moral force on its side is that we keep our word. Secondly, I have not spoken about how I feel about this treaty. I am for negotiations, but I am not for negotiations that gives the mullahs $150 billion to spend spreading terrorism, not just to all the places that have been mentioned before, but, for example, blowing up the Jewish center in Argentina and killing innocent people. They have spread terror all over the world, not just in the Middle East, and we should not enable terrorism. So we should, under no circumstances, end the sanctions until we are satisfied that the mullahs are keeping their word, which they have never done in the past, which means that any agreement must completely eliminate the possibility of the mullahs possessing the atomic bomb, and any agreement must allow full and complete and verifiable inspection in every facility contained in Iran. And if those conditions are not met, I cannot support an agreement. We must not have an agreement for an agreement's sake. A bad agreement does not contribute to anybody's legacy. It makes their legacy worse. So I'll be watching very carefully to see what happens in the next few weeks or the next few months. And I don't know if I'll support an agreement. But I will not support an agreement unless it eliminates the nuclear capacity for the mullahs, and I will not support an agreement unless there is guaranteed inspection. And anybody who does support such an agreement somehow believes that the negotiations are going to fundamentally transform the character of the mullahs. And while they're busy hanging publicly 1,000 people a year, I do not think there's any evidence whatsoever that the character of the mullahs has been transformed. I would have liked it if our government had raised the issue of human rights with the mullahs. I do not know how America sleeps with itself if we cannot stand up for everybody's human rights. Human rights are not a matter of convenience. They must not be traded away to murderous regimes for any purpose. Thank you.